So today's my St. Patrick's Day birthday, and I love these carnations. They smell really, really wonderful, carnation scent. I spent the entire day alone by myself. My sister was going to take me to see the St. Patrick movie, and they postponed it. So I basically had to spend my entire birthday completely and utterly alone. And you know, it's so different than how I spent my birthday with my mom. You know, she always loved the fact that I was born on St. Patrick's Day, and she always would decorate with shamrocks and make it all beautiful, and she'd wrap up presents for me and, you know, just mom things, you know. Now I don't get any presents from her, and really didn't have any presents at all today. So it's been kind of discouraging. All I did was go to the grocery store back and forth, and so I just kind of wanted to tell you something that happened. And let me just show these to you real close, and then I'll put them down here. See, aren't they beautiful? See? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy birthday to me. Anyway, my mom was big into decorating, and she would always decorate her table with shamrocks and the little music box picture, and you know, she'd sing happy birthday. She'd go get a special cake or cupcakes or something, and she'd put candles on it, and I miss hearing her sing to me. It's been a really hard time because everything is really drastically different. And sometimes it's hard not to feel like you just don't matter. Things are so dramatically different in every single way. You know, like my whole Christmas and Thanksgiving and my birthday it's just nothing anymore. And kind of hard to cope with that. So anyway, I wanted to share something. I'm sorry I'm, you know, just kind of having a little bit of a rough time. But you know, every single day, the bankers are handling cash. Every single day, they handle coins and cash, and they never say anything about how dirty the money is and all of that. And I had a real strange experience when I went to my bank today, and I was just going to cash this little check. He starts, you know, first of all, he suddenly has gloved hands, so he's not touching anything. But then he's like, you know, then he's kind of like waving his hands in the air, and he says, "Can you do anything but cash? The money's so dirty, you just don't know how dirty it is. Don't you know the money's dirty?" And it's like, yeah, I know the money's dirty. He handles it every day with bare hands, but suddenly it's like complete paranoia, you know, that he's gonna catch the virus from the money. Anyway, it was just like he never wanted to touch any money. And I just thought, how's this gonna work with you being a banker now, you know? So he really reluctantly cashed my check, and I said, well, it doesn't live on the money very long, does it? And, you know, he says, well, you know, tells me about it. And then I said, well, just put it in an envelope, and I won't touch it, and it'll die in the envelope. So that's what he wound up doing, and I said, well, I know what you're setting this up for. And he's like, well, what's that? And I said, a cashless society. And he's all like, yeah, really, a card is the way to go. And that's really what you should do, is put your money in there, and then you could just use your card. And I'm thinking, don't you think that the credit cards all have dirt on them? Don't you think they are loaded with germs, especially since they're never washed and they're just put back in your wallet, you know, and then you pull them out and other people handle them and you put it back in your wallet, you know? It's like, what's the difference, you know? Just wash your hands. That was a real strange experience, you know. And just, how come this paranoia just sets in when he's been handling money every single day of his life? He's always, when I go in there, he's always flipping through the cash like it's nothing. And now suddenly, they've gotten the word, we need to go cashless or something, One thing I think is very interesting is in regards to St. Patrick. It was considered that Ireland, for centuries, was known as the ends of the earth. And when St. Patrick Christianized Ireland, it was said that the gospel had reached the ends of the earth. I would say that the gospel has been preached around the world. It's so available online. And, what I find interesting about that is that the Lord could have just waited till we had the technology to send things in an instant, over the internet. But instead, he brought forth the gospel when it was hard to travel. It was minimal travel. And it was like the gospel went the hard way, So it's interesting how the gospel spread from the disciples all over the world in a very slow manner that's taken 2,000 years to get all around the world. One of the highlights of my morning was listening to Scottish Highlands pipe bands and Irish pipe bands. Just made me realize, the Scottish dress and the Irish dress, actually, St. Patrick's Day basically is about the Christianization of Ireland, but I still love the pipe bands and, the bagpipes with the drums. And it just is always a thrill to see that on my birthday, and kind of brings me up from all of this negativity that's around. I'm just praying that the Lord comes soon. That would be a nice birthday present, wouldn't it? And I just hope and pray that I'm making a difference in the world with my book and my YouTube channel, and hope that it blesses you in some way. So let me just say a few things about Ireland. The year 432 AD is generally accepted as the year of St. Patrick's arrival in Ireland. He was not the first bishop sent to Ireland to convert the pagan population there, as an earlier missionary named Palladius is recorded as having preceded him for that purpose. It's said that Christianity flourished in Ireland, producing many disciples who built monasteries all over Ireland. They taught languages, literature, and art, becoming renowned all over Europe. Not only did this attract scholars to Ireland, it also became a target for Viking raids all over the island. Many of the people in Northern Ireland are descendants of the original population of this region and are also Catholics. Well, that's a few facts of Ireland. I'm trying to compete with a beeping bulldozer or something. I just think that God gave me such a special birthday on 3/17. And let me tell you why. Because Jesus was resurrected the third day on the 17th of Nisan, 3/17. So I thought that was pretty special. And I wrote that in my book, The Almond Tree, Aaron's Rod, the Messiah, King of Israel, revealing the Messiah for the last days. Anyway, I hope you have a joyful day today, what's left of it on St. Patrick's Day, my birthday, and that Christianity will prevail. The gospel will reach every corner of the earth, and we know the end is near. So, with that, I say, may God return the belief system of the gospel to Ireland, Scotland, England, all of the countries in Europe, everywhere in the world, and may people return to loving the Lord. They had some beautiful churches in Europe, and it would be wonderful if people remembered their heritage. Happy St. Patrick's Day birthday. Bye. I gave these numbers to my mother on her birthday cake when it was her 75th birthday. She died when she was 76, but I can reverse the numbers that I put on her cake this year and put 57. I pray that God will bless me and that the rapture will come soon and I'll be reunited with my mom, and that would be a great birthday gift, wouldn't it? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for sharing with me my birthday.